May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter a doorway to a richer and a fuller life. We continue with the singing of Ashrei.
Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Odeh Hallelujah Secha. Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Odeh Hallelujah Secha. Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Ashrei Odeh Hallelujah Secha, Secha. Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Ashrei Odeh Hallelujah Selah, Selah. Ashrei ha'am she'kacha lo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai, Adonai Elohim. Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Ashrei Odeh Hallelujah Selah, Selah. Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Ashrei Odeh Hallelujah Selah, Selah. Ashrei Yoshvi B'Techa, Odeh Hallelujah Selah.
It's my pleasure and honor to turn the service over to our bar mitzvah for this evening, Levi Gladstein.
Please turn to page 2 and rise to the Berlow.
Please rise.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Le'olam Va'ed. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Yai lai la la lai, lai la lai la la lai lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai la lai lai lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai la lai lai la lai lai, lai 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 lai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteah, she'arim uvitbuna meshana itim umafli et chazmanim, umsader et hakovuim, bishmirim rotehem, barakia kerzono b'rei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshet, v'choshet mipnei or, umavir yom umavir layla, umavdil ben yom, Uvin Laila Adonai Sevaot Shemo El Hai V'Kayam Tamid Yumloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night, and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Sevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may now be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mesocha chayom al levavecha. V'shinamtam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha betecha uvletaha v'derek u'shokbaha u'kumecha. Ukshartam al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha. Ukshartam al mezuzot betecha u'visharecha.
L'man tizkaru,
L'man tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'ditem kedoshim le'elokechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher chotzeti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim l'chiyot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Sing the song of men and women joined in an understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai.
Please rise to the tefillah and turn to page 6.
Na 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 Adonai, na 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 Svatai Tiftach, na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tiftach, na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, na 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 Adonai, na 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 Svatai Tiftach, na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanira, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, Zocher Hazdei Avot V'Imaho, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Ma'an Shmo B'Chava, Melech Ozer, Umashiach Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'etrat Sarah. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring near the world we envisioned, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'etrat Sarah. We read together on page 7. You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe,
I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold, that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions, waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זלזל ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כיבודו, עתיד לדור ודור נגיד כולך, ולנצח נצח קדושתך נגיד. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא יבוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated.
I'd like to invite Judah to come forward, sit with his brother as we sing Yismachu. It's on page 9. Please join in.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
והשביעי רצית בו וקידשנו שבת. חינוך יומי אותו קראת
שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise. For the peace in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For the gift of Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh ha-Shabbat.
Thank you, Judah. I'd like to call on Julie Adelman to please rise.
When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that set you in place. What are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. Adonai, our God, how majestic is your name throughout the earth.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, v'cha ne'el hodot. Rala, Gladstein, you'd like to rise and read the prayer for peace?
Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvorech et amo Yisrael, Shalom.
Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki otom Melech Adon L'chol HaShalom. Ki otom Melech Adon L'chol HaShalom. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
We take now a moment for silent prayer. If you'll turn to the top of page 11, you'll find the words to the Misha Berach. It's a prayer for healing, but it's also a prayer for hope and a prayer for holiness and purpose. We say these words traditionally on behalf of those in the hospital or in nursing homes, members of our family who are ill and in need of our care. But these words also speak to us of a greater healing, of a healing of the world in which we live, a time of wholeness and holiness and peace. Please join us in these words of Misha Berach as we pray for the bringing of a better world.
Israel
who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We continue now with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah, which can be found on page 12. Please rise. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children, who do not yet know it, hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Lecha Adonai Hagidura, Hagidura, Yativir, Pihanitza, Pihon, Kikol Bashamayim Uvaret, Kikol Bashamayim Uvaret, Lecha Adonai HaMamlacha, V'yamid Ma'aseh, Lichol Lirosh.
Please be seated. Levi, will you read the prayer for becoming a bar mitzvah?
Our God and God of our ancestors, I stand before this sacred assembly, proclaiming that I choose to be a part of the people of Israel, a part of its heritage and its fate, bound by its commandments. Give me strength to follow your path and to be a source of pride to my family, my community, and my people. How greatly we are blessed, how good is our portion, how pleasant is our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. Blessed are we when we sanctify your name and declare, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And I'd like, as Levi uncovers the Torah, I'd like to invite Pam and Mark Soul to please rise for the first Aliyah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et hotrato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'chaleviim l'matei avotam lo hapmaktu b'tocham. V'yidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Ach et matei Levi lo tivkod v'et rosham. Lo tisach b'toch b'nei Yisrael.
Amen. Nothing afterwards?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Ve'atah havkei.
Lauren and Scott, and David and Alana, would you like to rise and do the blessing? He's ready.
Baruch et Adonai HaVarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Harach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Ve'atah havkei et haleviim al mishkan ha'edut v'al kol kelav v'al kol asher lo hema yisu et hamishkan ve'et kol kelav v'hem yisartuhu v'saviv lamishkan v'hanu v'saviv lamishkan yoridu oto haleviim uvachanot hamishkan yakimu otov haleviim v'chazar hakarev yumat v'chanu b'nei Yisrael asher al mahanehu v'ish al diglo l'tzivotam.
Nothing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Our Torah portion is taken from the book of Numbers, chapter 1, beginning with verse 47. Baruch Adonai HaVarach. Baruch atah Baruch Adonai HaVarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'chaleviim yachanu tziva lamishkan ha'edut v'lo yehye ketze al adat b'nei Yisrael v'shamru haleviim et mishmeret mishkan ha'edut v'yasu b'nei Yisrael kachol asher tziva Adonai et Moshe Kain Asu.
Levi, you're going to read the English now? Yes. You can follow along in the English in the handout that you have.
The ancestral tribe of the Levites, however, was not counted along with the others. The Eternal had said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of covenant law, over all of its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all of its furnishings. They are to take care of it and encamp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down, and whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death. And the Israelites are to set up their tents by division, each of them in their own camp under their standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of covenant law, so that my wrath will not fall on the other Israelites of the community. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of covenant law. The Israelites did all this as the Eternal commanded Moses. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei
Our Haftarah portion is taken from the book of Hosea, chapter 2, beginning with verse 1. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'imim tovim v'ratza v'divrehem, hane'emari emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah, uv'Moshe avdo v'Yisrael amo uv'imrieh emet v'tzedek.
Follow along with Levi and the Haftarah, your handout as well.
V'haya mispar b'nei Yisrael, kechol hayam, asher lo yimad, v'lo yitzafer, v'haya bimkom, asher ye'amer, lehem lo ami, etem. Ye'amer lehem b'nei Elhai. B'nikbetzu b'nei Yehuda, b'nei Yisrael, yachtav, v'shamru lehem rosh echad, v'alu min haaretz, ki gidlo yom Yisrael. Imru la'achechem, ami v'la'achotehem ruchama. The number of people of Israel shall be like that of the sands of the seas, which cannot be measured or counted. And where they were told, "You are not my people," they shall be called the children of the living God. The people of Judah and Israel shall be gathered together and choose for themselves a single head and rise up from the ground. For the day of Israel will be great. Call your brothers my people and your sisters loved by God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sur kol haolamim sadik b'chol hade'orot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber u'mkayem, shekol tivarav emet v'tzedek. Al haTorah v'al havodah v'al hanvi'im v'al yom hashabat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limducha l'chavod u'tiferet. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'marchim Ota yitbarach shimcha, b'fi chol chai tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat.
You can say Mazel Tov, he's a bar mitzvah.
There's a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
All right, it's now time for speeches. So first we'll start off. My Torah portion is about the tribe of Levi and their responsibility to set up, take down, protect, and move the tabernacle, their tent synagogue through the desert. No one else was allowed to touch the tabernacle through its construction. The tribe of Levi was put in charge of the place where they prayed to God. My mom was really the person who picked this portion for me because it had my name in it, so she really wanted me to read this. But this is a really good portion for me because the lesson of my Torah portion is that the Levites had an important job of caring for the tabernacle, and I'm the Levite this evening, leading the service and caring for my temple. This is what we mean by from generation to generation, l'dor v'dor. I am taking a place as a leader of the temple like my parents. Becoming a bar mitzvah was rough and really hard, especially when I was younger. I had just started getting the hang of stuff in 6th grade. I really didn't understand anything until then. I feel like I have been preparing for this day for a long time, but it has also seemed short. There's a sense of joy after completing a prayer for the first time, or in completing your bar mitzvah. It's definitely been the most work I've ever put in for anything. A joyful thing that I have done, but also a bit sad to be finished. It was a lot of work, and I really have been looking forward to this day for a long time. I feel pride in my accomplishment. In my family, we have always done this, and this is my way of fulfilling the responsibility to continue this tradition. Right now, I want to give a big thank you to all my guests who traveled here, and for everyone who is watching on Zoom from all over America. It's great to have you here this day. Mom and Dad, I love you so much. It's so fun to do things together, if it's cooking or watching sports, either a Michigan game or a Cincinnati Reds game. I love when you guys get to come to my baseball games, and I love going on family vacations and going to Boca every year, and fishing is always fun. Nanny, I love when we get to go fishing down in Florida. It's always fun at the beach and going swimming. It's fun going out to dinner as a family, and I'm thankful that you could come all the way up here from Florida for my bar mitzvah. I have missed you so much. And Rara, I love when you can come over on weekends and have dinner with us. It's always nice to see you and that we can have a family dinner so regularly. And that's my papas. I love you. I wish you could be here with me today, and I really miss you both. And Judah, you're a really good brother. You can get really annoying sometimes, but you still mean a lot to me. It's always fun hanging out, playing sports and video games together. You're really loud and you're always screaming when you play video games with your friends, and I can hear you all the way from my room. It's really annoying. Here's some advice for your bar mitzvah. Just start focusing right now and start working right now. There's a lot to do, and I'm glad you're my brother. I can't wait for you to be up here. To all my cousins, Annabelle, Lucy, and Max, Sarah, and Soph, and to my other cousins, Evan and Rachel, who couldn't be here with us today. You guys are so fun to hang out with. Thanks for sharing this day with me. It's always fun when we can hang out, and it's nice when you guys get to come see us. And whenever we get to hang here in New York or in Florida, I love you all. And to my aunts and uncles, Aunt Lauren and Uncle Scott, Uncle David and Auntie Alana, Aunt Pam and Uncle Mark, thank you for getting me my cousins. I love when we get together as a family, which isn't that often, so it's really special when we do. And thank you for coming to my bar mitzvah. I love you all. Now I'd like to give thanks to my friends from school and camp especially, and now for my two best friends who are McLean Cantley and Will Preston. I've known McLean for 9 or 10 years. Well, we met in JCC's summer camp and then we just became friends. It was really fun going to school with you for 7 years, and it's really different without you there. I'm very glad that we still get to hang out every couple of weekends. I've known Will since kindergarten. We've just always been friends. You're really funny, you're great at video games, and it's fun that we get to hang out and spend time together. It's just really fun being in your presence. And now, this is off the top of my head, but Zeke, thank you for coming. You surprised me yesterday. It's really fun to see you. I haven't seen you in 4 years, and it's fun to hang out with you for these 2 days. And to my other school friends, it's really great having you here, having you there. You guys make school so much more fun as the days goes on. And to my camp friends, you guys make every summer so fun, and camp wouldn't be the same without you guys. You guys are some of my best friends, and you guys make the whole experience just so much more fun. It's been 2 years since I've seen you, and I've just really been excited to go back. Thank you to my teachers, past and present, who are sharing this day with me, my Hebrew school teachers, and my teachers from Collegiate. You've all helped me get here today, and thank you to Rabbi Rapport and Rabbi David for standing with me on this long journey towards becoming a bar mitzvah. Thank you, everyone. It's great to have you here.
You can clap. Seth, Heather.
Okay. Levi, this is quite a year to become a bar mitzvah. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and so many people have had to postpone bar and bat mitzvah ceremonies and celebrations. I've heard parents use the phrase, "It's not what I would have wanted," or "It's not what I would have planned," but I have to tell you, I think today is absolutely everything that it was supposed to be, and I wouldn't change a thing. We had to give up a lot this past year, but I think we gained a lot too. More time for the four of us to be together, less time running around and juggling too many things, and certainly the opportunity to learn how to persevere when things got gritty and tough. Specifically, when it comes to your bar mitzvah, this change of pace has brought more focus on today's ceremony. With so much joy being taken from so many people this past year, having your bar mitzvah to look forward to has certainly been a beacon of light and hope for our family. I have always been so proud of you, Levi, and feel lucky to be your mom. I'm proud of the way you were kind to Judah, most of the time, of the way you were such a loyal friend and loving cousin, son, and grandson, how you take chances on new things like going to Nebagaman by yourself, of your commitment to work hard at school when it doesn't always come easily, of your enthusiasm for all things sports, and especially the University of Michigan. And I am most certainly proud of your amazing over-the-fence home run this past September in St. Matthews. I am profoundly moved by your commitment to your religion, by how diligently you've prepared for today, by your maturity and effort to learn your Torah portion via Zoom, by the remarkable work you did collecting almost 450 books to donate to the West End School for your Mitzvah project, and ultimately how you've led tonight's Havdalah service. And as you become an adult in the Jewish community, we all see how the circle of life continues. It feels like only last month when Rabbi Rapport was at our house saying the blessings at your bris, yet here we are today with you taller than both of us. And as you follow in the footsteps of your parents and your aunts, uncles, and cousins who, like you, also became bar and bat mitzvahs. We are so blessed that both of your grandmothers, Nanny and Rara, are here with us today in person, and I cannot begin to tell you how thrilled your grandfathers, Dr. Papa and Papa Larry, would have been if they had been here with us today. You have reaffirmed not just our family's current commitment to Judaism, but you have also honored the memories and legacies of your Jewish ancestors, particularly your paternal great-grandfathers, Larry and Lee, and your maternal great-grandmother, Gertrude, all for whom you are named. And as the circle of life continues, 3 days after your 13th birthday, and on your father's and my 17th wedding anniversary, you bring us great hope for what lies ahead for our family and our religion. I want to thank all those that helped you get to where you are today, all of your religious school teachers throughout the years, and especially Benji and Susan Allen, Rabbi Rapport, and Rabbi David. I would also like to thank our family and friends, both those here in person and those watching virtually, for joining us. We are particularly touched by those who've traveled to be here with us in Louisville, many of whom we have not seen in well over a year and a half, which serves to make this day even more special for our family. Come here. My wish for your future is that you continue to learn and grow, to push yourself to do great and hard things, to seek out new challenges and experiences, to keep rooting for Michigan, to persevere when things get rough, just like you did this past year, to be a good role model for Judah, and continue to be a thoughtful, responsible, and contributing member of the Jewish community. Your father and I could not be more proud of the teenager you are and the young man that you are becoming. Just like this past season in St. Matthews, Levi, today you were up at bat and you hit it right out of the park.
I just admit, I didn't think I'd be the one to get emotional first, so we'll get to you in a second. First of all, I wanted to thank Rabbi Joe, Rabbi David, Susan, Benji, everybody who's helped Levi along the way. I want to thank everybody who's watching on TV, everybody who's here, our family who we haven't seen in a really long time. It really means a lot that you're here. So, and my friend Albie and Lauren Williams, it just means all the world to us. Whew. All right.
There's tissues down there.
I know there are tissues. Stop. Chip off the old black, huh? As you guys know, my big avocation in life other than Michigan is the Grateful Dead. I love the Grateful Dead. Almost as much as my family. But I was trying to find a good lyric that I could come up with, and be like, oh, that'd be a great allegory. And I couldn't have it, and I was having a problem. And one day I was listening on the radio, and Pride and Joy by C.B. Ray Vaughan came on. And Levi is my pride and joy. He's overcome a lot, and this proves, he's turned his biggest challenge, his dyslexia, into a positive by helping others in gathering those 400 plus books for the West End School. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. I take joy in watching the pride that you take in your school, and I take great pride in the fact that Collegiate has chosen you to be an ambassador because you represent all that's good at their school. And I'm even more proud that in the time that's so hard that you need to be at school and with your teachers, you've really buckled down and had to be over Zoom with Rabbi Joe and Rabbi David and Benji, but you did it. And even now, when it's even crunch time, you've had your best grades of the year, and that's just amazing. I take the utmost pride and joy in watching you on the baseball field. You're a great leader. You're the leader of your team. Not only you're a great player, but you're a great teammate, and that's the most important thing. You take pride in being Jewish, and the hard work that you put in towards today shows. And like your mom said, your grandfathers would be extremely proud of you. But what I take greatest pride in is how great of a friend and a big brother you are to your brother Judah. I get such joy watching the two of you beat the out of each other, because you guys are each other's best friends and you guys love each other. You just don't know it. And of course, there's nobody I want to watch a Michigan game but with you. But before I shut up, I just want to leave you with one challenge. Today is a feeling of pride and joy. I challenge you to find something in life that makes you feel this way every day, and that you share that feeling with other people. But I have no doubt that if you put the effort in, you're going to be a huge success. You already are. But I just want that to continue further. I love you so much. Your mom and I are so proud of you.
Thank you both. Thank you all. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
This is the part in the service where traditionally we ask in the congregation, is anyone celebrating any other simcha, maybe a wedding anniversary? Anybody? Yes? Oh, yeah. Oh, so long as you're up here, we thought we'd share this blessing. Source of laughter and gladness, let your presence accompany these loving companions. Pour love over them, grant them growth, each alone and together. May health and devotion, laughter and understanding abound for them. May they have the strength to share life's sorrows and challenges. May their love deepen and flower. Open their hearts to one another, and may their hands always be open to family, to friends, to our people Israel, and to all humanity. May you celebrate simchas and joys like this many times in your lives. And let us all say, Amen. You can go down. There we go. You stand there and I talk to you. He's like, what do I do now? He's done. He's a bar mitzvah. This is great. Levi, your Torah portion was chosen by the coincidence of the fact that it had your name in it. Levi. And every time you said those words in Hebrew when we were practicing, which seemed to have been the hardest words for you to learn at first, but then became sort of like, this is mine, part of the Torah portion. You began to sort of own your Torah because you'd signed it with your name, and you began to sort of own your name because you'd signed it with your Torah portion. Choosing your name was no coincidence. I remember I was there. I remember giving you that name when you were first born and hoping and praying that you might live up to the greatness that is within it, that you might become a leader like the Levites, that you might become one who was dedicated to community, to family, and to your religious life. And it's been an amazing journey to watch you grow into that name, become it, and excel at it. Today you've earned your name. You've earned the name of Levi. As you said, by taking your place as a member in our religious community. And you've earned this other name, Bar Mitzvah, as you stepped forward and became a leader in our community, truly a son of the commandments. And we know that they will rest firmly and safely in your hands. There's a poem by an Israeli poet named Zelda. It's called L'chol Ish Yesh Shem, and it begins like this. Each of us has a name, given by God and given by our parents. We don't always get to choose our names, Levi, but we can resolve to earn them. A great destiny has been placed before you, one that unfolded long before you were born, in the eyes and the hearts and the hands of your grandparents, the work and the deeds of your parents, and now they rest within your hands. Choose rightly, as you have today, and for the many days that have led up to this day even more, then you will truly become a bar mitzvah and the owner of your name and of this heritage as well. I ask this blessing for you, which has been passed down for thousands of years among our people, these words of Torah, which were meant for you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you from harm. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted unto you, Levi, and grant you and through you all of us the blessings of peace. Amen. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Now, underneath the pulpit, I think on the right, there's some gifts. It's a bar mitzvah, there need to be gifts. And I want to, on behalf of the Temple Brotherhood, there's a book there for you, and the Temple Sisterhood, there's a tzedakah box, as if you needed to know what the word tzedakah means, but just to remind you of what a blessing you are in helping others in the community. There's certificates there, among them a $250 gift certificate for your first trip to the land of Israel. And we hope that someday soon you'll become a leader in all of our community as well. Mazel tov.
Shalom Aleinu V'al kol Yisrael V'imiru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imroma Hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu V'al kol
Turn to the bottom of page 17 now for these words before the Kaddish. Our thoughts turn to those who've departed from this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and our neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to all humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. This evening we particularly remember the family of Levi through the names of Lawrence Adelman and Mark Gladstein and all those names he carries. As we rise on page 18 and recite these sacred words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Balma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba Mevorach le'olam ulmei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'richu Le'lo min kol birchata v'shirata Tush b'chata v'nechemata Damiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlomah rabba min shemayim, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say together, Amen. Please be seated. Levi's a bar mitzvah already, but we have one last blessing to do. And I'd like to invite his family to come forward as we begin the service for Havdalah, as we end this sweetness of Shabbat. You can follow along on page 19. You got to get all the supplies together here. And as we light this candle and share this hope, we build a moment on Shabbat, as Shabbat ends, that we might carry the light of this day and the joy we have shared with us into the week to come. Levi?
Let me get this. Hine el yeshuvti eftach v'ov had, ki ozi v'zimra ya Adonai, v'hi li l'shua, u'shavtem ma'amim b'sesa m'monei heshua, la'Adonai heshua, al amcha birchatecha selha. Behold the God who gives me triumph. I am confident, unafraid, for Adonai is my strength and might, and has been my deliverance. Joyfully shall I draw water from the fountains of triumph. Deliverance is Adonai's. Your blessing be upon your people. Selah.
And this first
Selah. Baruch atah.
Baruch
Atah.
Baruch Adonai, Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Uri b'ri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Brei minei v'samim. Yeah, my bad. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sound of the universe, creator of earth's spices.
Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Uri minei v'samim.
And as we lift high this Havdalah candle, hoping to bring light to the world and ourselves and our lives.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Brei me'orei ha'esh. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sound of the universe, creator of the lights of fire.
Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Uri ha'esh.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol, ben or l'chosheh, ben Yisrael la'amim, ben yom hashvi'i l'shashet ami, hama'aseh Baruch atah Adonai, hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who distinguishes between the holy and the ordinary, between light and dark, between Israel and the nations, between the seventh day and the 6 days of work. Praise to you, Adonai, who distinguishes between the holy and the ordinary.
Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol.
Eliyahu hanavi, Eliyahu hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu hagiladi, bimhera v'yameinu, Yahavo Eloheinu, im Mashiach ben David, im Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu hanavi, Eliyahu hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu hagiladi. Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua Tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase.
Last but not at all least, Levi would like to invite his cousins to come forward to lead the Motzi. Annabelle Soul and Sophia Adelman and Lucy Soul and Max Adelman and Sarah Adelman, will you please come up? All cousins, come on up. Right, you have to unwrap the tinfoil so the blessing can get in. Someone start for us. Motzi. Motzi Lechem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'tei avon. Shavua tov, everyone.
Do we eat it? I think we might. Can we have some? Levi, can we eat this?
Yeah, this is our mom's.
Okay.
Or maybe our mom made it. Or like, this should be a good holiday.
Yes. Mom will go.